Today, we're talking all about a Hollywood shootout. John, welcome to the show. We're on the edge of our chairs, my friend. Tell us what happened.
Hi again, Kelly. Thank you very much here this opportunity. Well, we're going to go way back in time again in my back history of filmmaking. In the mid-early days of filmmaking, I was, as a cameraman, working on films. I also did a lot of what's called aerial stunt photography, basically action movies. And I specialized in very, very dangerous setups that necessary to get these action car chases and gun chases, big explosions, all that stuff. I was specialized in that. I didn't just do that, but I got called to do a lot of those movies. This one particular film was a pretty well-known action adventure cop movie. And it was about a cop who had basically was psychic kind of abilities, could see in the future what would happen next. And there was a serial killer that was, it was terrorizing the city. And he was a very eccentric policeman, detective. And so the movie basically was about him finding this perpetrator who was not your normal perpetrator. It's kind of almost like a Jekyll and Hyde story. And in the process of this, it was a 2-month shoot. Most movies are 6-8 weeks long. This was literally, it was almost 2 months of action photography.
Wow.
4 cameras going every day, big budget. We were shooting in an area of Los Angeles called San Pedro, where when you get to recognize where all these great action movies, like Fast and Furious, there's all these movies shoot there.
Yeah.
It's kind of combination of oil refineries, shipping docks, Cannery Row, where the big, freight, shipping freight things are. It's just a beautiful area. And they have a bridge, kind of like the Golden Gate Bridge, one of those suspension bridges that connects that water district where all those, I was mentioned, to the main part of the city. And so I spent a lot of time, 2 weeks in and out of a helicopter, filming car chases. And part of an action car chase, especially the long car chases that go on highways, through bridges and towns, usually cover it with the camera trucks with the cameras mounted on it, cameras on the ground, hidden behind trees, and usually a helicopter. And I was on I do the helicopter work. And again, I was the director of photography, so I always picked the best, funnest thing to use, the camera user. And so, back then, in order to get the real meticulous shots, now you have robotic cameras, you have your remote handles. But back then, to get really discrete shots, you had this special chair you sat on the side of the helicopter.
Wow.
And it was a gyroscopic thing that you sat in. It's well bolted into the side. And the helicopter actually flies sideways because you're shooting out the side.
Yeah.
But it gets the helicopter smoother, believe it or not. And so this particular day, the assignment was to shoot a car chase starting down at the docks. And our famous detective is driving by, arguing with his partner, which that you have to in a cop movie. You got to argue with your partner in the car.
That's one of the rules.
And he sees the perpetrator's car, which is an old burnt-out Mustang-looking thing, all primer gray, kind of stashed behind to the side of this Cannery Row building. Slams on the brake. Keep in mind, we have the camera cars, the 2 cameras on it, the helicopter. We're doing this aerial frontal shot. And basically, he sits there and there's exchange of words. A lot of takes and cuts that we do later on that are not moving shots. And the next thing you know, the perpetrator comes running out of the warehouse. Obviously, he's just killed somebody in there. But our detective's more interested in catching him and finding out what the heck he was doing inside. And the chase commences. So at this point, we pick up the chase. Here he is now. Our lead cop is driving a custom Dodge Charger with a giant blown engine in it. I believe you'll hint what the movie might be. And it's super fast car, real fast car. We actually built it in the studio. It's a real race car.
Wow.
And the chase goes on. So The helicopter, I keep in mind the helicopter, I'm anywhere from being 8 feet off the ground, going 80 to 100 miles an hour. Helicopters flying sideways down the roads, where I'm literally, I can put my foot on the hood of the car out of the helicopter, to shots where I'm 80 or 90 feet in the air, 100 feet in the air. So we're all over the place shooting these shots, side shots, close-ups, all these things. We're moving along. And the finale of the shot, we go over the San Pedro Bridge, which is this huge suspension bridge like the Golden Gate, painted green. And the whole, this is where you get those cool shots where you got, now they've actually, they're shooting guns at each other. The guy, our super cop, and the guy in the Mustang, he's got a guy in him, and they're shooting shotguns back and forth at each other. Now, generally speaking, I'm kind of jumping around here. When we're filming, we have a full police team with us, and we're assigned by the local police department. In this case, we had 4 policemen, a dispatch officer in our base station, that would basically block off the roads before where we began the shot and where we end the shot.
Yeah.
So no civilians can be in the middle of all this action or the stunts. And we generally block off intersections. People may have seen it in the past. And then we'll usually have 1 or 2 police cars that are not marked, just to kind of let everybody know by radio how the things are proceeding, because things get spread out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And at the same time, the head police supervisor assigned to our movie calls local dispatch and says, we're shooting on this road and this road from 8 in the morning to 10 in the morning. We'll be on this road and this road going east, west, north, south, all the data necessary.
Yeah.
Well, this particular morning, and we've been shooting for 4 weeks, nonstop action. The supervisor forgot to tell them we're shooting on the bridge. And we're, and this is LA. This is not like a small town. We're not the biggest story in the police department. So they're not going, wonder what they're doing today.
Yeah.
And so in any case, we set up for the beginning of the bridge. All the cars, the stunt cars, all the 10 stunt cars are just cars to be there to get out of the way, and they zigzag through and all that stuff. And I'm in the helicopter to get the cool shot, which is where all the bridges, vertical support structures are strobing in front. I got a close up of everybody and the strobing action and all that. Really cool shots, super cool shots. And we're in the helicopter, and the bridge is really high up. It's about 180 feet up. And so we set up the shot. The action's called, and the guns start blazing away. One guy's hanging out the back. Our super cop's shooting with his left hand while driving, and the other guy's out the window shooting. Sparks are flying, windshields are cracking, all kinds of stuff happening. And we're all getting a shot. Everything's wonderful. It's going very well. And we end up doing one take from one end to the other. Then we turn around because of the sun. We turn around on the opposite direction. We just drive back. We don't do a shot because it doesn't work for the angle of the sun.
Yeah.
And do it again. Now, at this point, someone has just called in. Is called into the police station that there is a gunfight on the San Pedro Bridge. And 2 cars are shooting at each other and basically just driving dangerously.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the police station's about, it's not that close to the bridge. It's about 20 minutes away with traffic in LA kind of thing.
Yeah.
So in any case, we set up the shot again. Helicopters in position. And because I'm the director of photography, I have to call the cameras to get all that ready and all the positions they're in. They'll say camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4, camera 5, speed, ready, go. And the director says, action, action, action. And it all starts. And we all have headsets. We're all listening to each other, talk to each other and this and that. And then then all of a sudden, we get a call from base station, our production manager, who's kind of the lead communications center guy. When he talks, we listen.
Yeah.
On the headsets. He says, guys, big problem. Shot not called into police dispatch. The Army's on its way. And then it was called code red, back to base station, 10 minutes immediately. And when you get there, park your cars, pull the cameras off the trucks, go to the lunch truck, helicopter, disappear, go away. Any case, this helicopter pilot, very famous, the most famous helicopter pilot in the world. Just leave it at that. Genius helicopter pilot. And so he's going, oh, this isn't good. Because I mean, we're flying in $1 million piece of equipment, and his rate, you can live half a year off of the rate this guy makes every day.
Yeah.
And so, holy mackerel, he's not messing around. So what happens? We're doing the shot. We decide, well, we're going to go. Let's film the shot. Come on, film the shot. Keep rolling, because we've got to get back to the base. We're going towards the base station anyway. So as we're racing back, we're up in the helicopter. We get to the end of the bridge where I'm done with my shot. There's no more of it to get from my perspective. We go up, get up to about, I don't know, 90, 100 feet. And I could see through off in the distance, almost about 1.5 miles away, 2 miles away, the red flashing lights, almost a 1/4 mile of them.
Wow.
Basically, if you can imagine, these like 3-story buildings on a city street. You can't see the cop cars, but you can see red lights, rows of red lights midday. And I go, yeah, they're on their way. By the looks of it, they're about 15 minutes from base station. And they go, oh, and I won't cuss. Basically, they were saying, this is bad. This is bad. And then now the policeman comes on and goes, okay, guys, I'm taking the control here. That we go on sideband, channel 4 sideband. Okay, you guys, it basically says, get it back here, get base station. Everyone get away from your equipment, hide the truck cameras where you can. And helicopter, you have to come back to base station. And so a pilot says, no problem. But in the meantime, we're in we see them, the police cars getting onto the bridge. And we're in a position, we're actually hiding at this point behind big, giant oil tanks. We're looking between 2 oil tanks, those big, giant white tanks you see at refineries.
Yeah.
Looking through the crack and see them. And he says, there's no way we'll be known. They'll see us, they'll know us. So he goes, I can't do this. So what we ended up doing, very low, about 20 feet off the ground, behind the refinery, go around, and we hide along the road, these cypress trees, those long, tall pine trees. They're very skinny, but long, really tall ones, about 60 feet long, tall and wide stretch, kind of like a windbreak on the side of the highway at the end of the bridge. We slowly creep around 20 feet off the ground, hiding below their point of view of seeing us, and literally hover behind these cypress trees, literally 60 feet away, maybe not even that, 30 feet away from the highway, watching literally 20 cop cars go by us at 80 miles an hour. And we knew that just as they were past us, they still had another 2.5, 4 miles to get around to our base station, but we could be there in a couple minutes in the helicopter.
Yeah.
As soon as they were just getting around the bend, he immediately went full speed ahead, just went full up vertical, and we just charged to the parking lot where all our equipment was, base station, and we land as quickly as we possibly can. Keep in mind, those helicopters, rotor blades keep going. You probably noticed, you just don't stop and it's stuck.
Yeah.
So basically, immediately, it says, pull the camera off the rig. So they'll take an hour. So just pull the camera off, not the whole rig.
Yeah.
So I get the camera off as quick as I can. It's a heavy camera. It's about 70 pounds of gear.
Wow.
And run it off. And he's sitting there slowly with this like clutch thing, getting the rotor to stop spinning. And it's not healthy for the helicopter. And he finally had to stop. And we both run to the catering truck. And it's, we're all breathing hard, all looking about as guilty as you can imagine. And then the police guys are in their cars having, the whole idea is look nonchalant. And so finally what ends up happening, we're all watching, we get there, we're in the base camp. We see the army of police cars flying by. They fly right past us because we're at kind of a T-bone of a road. And they're still thinking they're tracing perpetrators.
Sure, yeah.
They don't know. They have no idea it's us. And 3 of the cars hold back and go into the parking lot. And because we're right against the road where, in theory, the bad guys have driven by.
Yeah.
And they go to our supervising policeman and say, have you seen these cars? And he says, what do they look like? He says, we don't know. He says, we only have one camera on one end, and that's basically, this is a weather cam. And he goes, do you know what, anyone reported what it looked like? No, just kind of two souped up cars. And I'm pretty close, so I kind of wandered by. I don't want to listen, so I'm hearing, and meaning there's no witness to the cars. No one knows what the kind of cars they were. And he goes, no, we didn't see anything go by, but we heard something, but we didn't see anything. And he wasn't lying because he didn't see anything go by.
Yeah.
And this was a police supervisor. In any case, so they go off, continue chase. And then, about an hour later, you start seeing a bunch of the cars filtering back. They're all going back to, done. They didn't catch the bad guys because the bad guys never existed. And the supervisor, he screwed up, but, there was no one in harm's way. The only reason anyone called in, it was the oncoming traffic, there's no way we could hurt them.
Sure.
Because there's a big divider on the bridge. So, no harm, no foul, kind of. And, this guy could have really lost his job. A lot of bad things could have happened. Yeah, so in this day, it doesn't matter. He's probably well retired at this point.
Sure.
Who knows? But bottom line, that was another case of protocol being a little sloppy on the job. We were very, very safe in what we did, theoretically. But that was one of those experiences like, wow. And I think the action of us having to dodge the police, hiding behind trees in a hovering helicopter, getting back, trying to get the blades of the helicopter to stop so they're not spinning still when they get there.
Yeah.
Guys moving cameras around, off of trucks. Normally, I'm sitting there waiting for the camera systems to put it. Come on, hurry up. How long does it take to put this camera on and off? And I mean, it was like they did it in 1/16th the time. And so it was a fun experience and a wild one. And we laid cool and we rescheduled how we shot. So we didn't do any helicopter shooting for a week. We went somewhere else to shoot for other things.
Yeah.
So that's another adventure and crazy action filmmaking. Hollywood style.
Wow. Yeah. What a wild story. That is, and you know what? I imagine that actually happens more often than people think, right? Like that is such a human mistake.
It is. And again, it's forgot to call it in. And again, the protocol for that's, pretty strict. So it was fun. And I must tell you, this helicopter pilot I worked with, I worked with this helicopter pilot a lot.
Yeah.
His father was a famous helicopter pilot for movies and TV shows. All of them were ex-fighter pilots. Super interesting guys. And one of the things about helicopter in the movie industry, now they use drones a lot, but for still the big action shots, still use helicopters, especially the big Mission Impossible movies and all that. You go into these, I guess boys and their toys, not to sound weird, but when you go into their shops and they've got $10 million worth of stuff. And you see these helicopters and they have in there, this one group we work with, they don't just have helicopters. They have Lear jets with cameras mounted on them.
Yeah.
Biplanes, you name it. And you go, wow, these guys are set up.
Yeah, I bet.
And they're like humblest guys in the world. But the amount of danger in doing helicopter photography is really not it's very dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very dangerous work. I love helicopters, but they're not safe.
No. And especially not like that. Not when you're flying like that.
No, not at all. Yeah.
John, that was an incredible story. Thank you so much for the insight and the wild stories. And looking forward to the next one.
Thank you.